Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Juan Carlos Monsalve. Today is November 1st, 2023. We will be playing a new issue of Baccarat today. The time of this recording is 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And in front of me, I have the spreadsheet that I use to collect all the data of the shoe that we play every day. Again, today is November 1st, 2023. And as you already know, I post all the scorecards in my website, juancarlosmonsalve.com. You can visit there. You can download the PDF file from there, or you can just review them online. You can support my channel at buymeacoffee.com/ Juan Carlos Monsalve. Again, the name of Baccarat. Please like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, share, have a seat and observe. My YouTube channel is Juan Carlos Monsalve 1652, and I open a Facebook group is Baccarat Research. So you can contact me in any of these media. And we are playing the new shoe, as you already know. P is player equal 1, B equal -1, red. T is tie equal 0 or yellow. I will be placing the information vertically here, player, banker, and the winner, or if it's a tie, it's going to show here the color and 1, -1, or 0. Total number of players, total number of bankers, number of ties, and total of hands. I keep 11 scorecards on the right side of the screen at the same time that I'm playing and entering the information here on the left side. The scorecards will be populated automatically, and I created a new set of 10 more scorecards when I removed the ties. When I started playing this game, I was told don't use ties when you are collecting the data. So I never used ties. So at this time that I started a new set of shoes, a new set of games, I'm collecting the data with ties and without ties to determine which one of the two is really the best strategy, to use ties or not to use ties. So I will be doing that at the same today at the end of the shoe. Every time that we start a new shoe, the same as at the casino, we burn one card. The card that we are burning right now is the King of Hearts. So I enter that information here for those who use this information to create their own strategies. I click that. I may be using it later on. As of right now, I don't have use to that, but I'm collecting the information. So the King of Hearts, I need to burn 10 additional cards uh, for a total of 11. I have 5 cards here. Now five more. Two, three, four, five. Uh, Total of 11 cards I'm burning. And I place the cards here in the discard tray. Then we start with the first hand. First hand, first card for player, banker, player, banker. I have a zero player, zero banker. I need to get a third card for both of them. The third card for player is a 3, and the third card for banker is a 2. So this hand is a player hand, is a 3 player. player, two banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural eight banker and six player. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have zero player, two banker. I need a third card for both of them. Player gets one, and banker gets seven for a total of nine. So one player, nine banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural nine player and one banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have five player, five banker. The third card for player is a three, and for banker, we don't get any more cards for banker. So it is eight player, five banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural nine banker, six, natural nine player, six banker. Try to get more practice by picking up the cards with just one hand. Second card player, second card banker. Now we have another natural nine player, six banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a natural nine player, natural nine banker. This is a tie hand, nine player, nine banker. You can see here we have five players, two bankers, and the first tie of the shoe. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have banker seven and stands. Player has a zero and gets a third card, and the third card is a three. So three player, seven banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have four player, zero banker. We get a third card for both of them. Player gets a one, and banker gets a two. So player total is five, and banker total is two. So another player hand, five two. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have four player, four banker. The third card for player is zero. So it's a four, and we don't get any more cards for banker. So this is another tie. Second tie of this hand of this shoe. And I go back here. uh, split the screen so I can see the titles. Okay, next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have four players, zero banker. Player gets a 3 for a total of 7, and banker he gets a 5. So 0 plus 5 is remains at 5, 7, 5. That was another player hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural 8 player, 3 banker. We have a total 8 players, 3 bankers, 2 ties. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have 7 player and stands. Banker has a 4 and gets a third card. And the third card is an 8. So it reduces to 2. So 7 player, 2 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Have 5 player, 2 banker. And both of them get a third card. Player goes to 6. And banker gets a third card and gets a 9. So it reduces that 2 to 1. So another player hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. This is a natural 9 banker, and player has a 0. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have banker 7 and stands. Player has a 3 and gets a third card. The third card is a 0. So player remains at 3 and banker is 7. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has a 0, banker has 2. I need a third card for both of them. Uh, Player continues with 0, and banker third card is a 9 for a total of 1. 2 plus 9 equals 1, and player had a 0. So next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have one player, one banker. Third card for player is a 2 for a total of 3, and banker has a 5 for a total of 6. So 3 player, 6 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Have a 6 player and natural 8 banker. So that was another banker hand. And next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural 8 player and 6 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a 7 and a stand, and banker 6 and a stand. So 7 6 player hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a national nine banker and one player. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have a three player and six bankers. Third card for player is a zero, so player remains at three. And because we have a zero player third card, we don't get any more cards for banker, so it remains at six. So 3 6 banker hand. Next card, next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have zero player and natural eight banker. And you can observe what is happening on the right side of the screen, the different scorecards, how they automatically uh, populate, and you can see if there are any trends or not trends, so you can review your own strategies. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural eight banker and six player. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a four player and natural nine banker. Now we see that banker went ahead, 13 bankers, 12 players, two ties, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural eight player, seven banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural nine player and six banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have a natural nine player, two banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now the natural nine is on the banker side, and player has two. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Banker has a seven on his hands. Player has a three and gets a third card, and the third card is a six for a total of nine. Nine player, seven banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a two player and one banker. Both of them get a third card. Player remains at two since he got a zero, and banker has a zero, so he remains at one. So two, one. That was a player hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a player natural eight, banker zero. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has five, banker has two. I need a third card for both of them. Player gets another five, so he gets to zero, and banker got a four for a total of six. Zero player, six banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have a four player and one banker. Both of them get a third card. Player remains at four, and banker gets another zero, so it remains at one. For one, this is a player hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have five player and three banker. The third card for player is a four for a total of nine. And I have a three here, so I got a four. I need to get a third card for banker, and the third card is a one. So this is a four banker. 6 plus 7 plus 1, 14. And that is a 9 4. That was a player hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has a 2, banker has a 2. The third card for player is another 2, and the third card for banker is a 1. So player 4, and banker has a 3. Okay, next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have player 6, banker 0. Player stands with 6, and banker gets a third card, and the third card is a 3. So player 6, banker 3. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have a player 2, banker 0. I need a third card for both of them. 2 plus 6, 8 player, banker, the third card is a 6. So 8, 6. That was a player hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have a 3 player, a natural 8 banker. So that was a banker hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have 7 player on a stance. Banker has a 7 on a stance. So 7 7. That is another tie for a total of 3 ties on the issue. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. 7 player on a stand. So banker has 4 and gets a third card. The third card is a 2 for a total of 6. So 7 players, 6 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has a 1 and banker has 0. The third card for player is a 2 for a total of 3, and banker, the third card is a 1. So 3 1, that is a player hand. We see on the totals there play, we have 25 players, 16 bankers, 3 ties for a total of 44 hands. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has a 4, banker has a 3. The third card for player is a 0, and the 3 gets a third card, and the third card is a 5 for a total of 8. So 4 player, 8 banker. Okay, next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have a 6 player on a stance, banker has a 6 on a stance, so 6 6, another tie for tie number 4. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have a zero player and one banker. Both of them get a third card. The third card for player is another zero, so it remains zero. And banker gets a third card, and the third card is a zero for a total of one. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has a six, banker and stands, and banker has a four and gets a third card, and the third card is another six for a total of zero. Six players, zero banker. So that was another player hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has a four, banker has a six. Third card for player is a nine, so it reduces this four to three. So three player, and because we have a six, we got a nine. We don't get any more cards for banker, so it remains at six. Okay, next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a natural 8 player, but we have a natural 9 banker. Natural 9 is better than the natural 8. So that was a banking hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have two player, two banker. Both of them get a third card. The third card for player is 0, so it remains at 2. And the third card for banker is an 8. So it goes down to 0. 2 plus 8, 10, meaning 0. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural 9 banker and 2 player. And next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have a 3 player, 4 banker. The third card for player is a 5 for 3 plus 5, 8 player, and because we have a banker 4, we need to get a third card. If we get a third card of the player 2 through 7 or 2 to 7, so the third card for banker is a 0. So 8 for total banker. Next hand, first card for player, first card for banker, player, banker. Player has a 4, banker has a 7. 7 banker stands, and player gets a third card, and it's a 0. So 4 players, 7 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have a 2 player and 1 banker. Both of them get a third card. The third card for player is a 9, so these 2 plus 9 goes to 1. And banker has 1, and the third card is a 9, so it goes down to 0. 1 plus 9, 10, meaning 0. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Okay, we're playing hand number 56. The third card for banker is a 6 for a total of 8. So player 5, banker 8. Okay, next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have 0 player, 2 banker. The third card for player is 0. The third card for banker is 0. So 0 player and 2 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Have a 6 player on his stance. Banker has a 3 and gets a third card. The third card is an 8, so he reduces it to 1. Player 6, banker 1. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have a 0 player, 3 banker. The third card for player is an 8. So because we got an 8 player third card, we don't get any more cards for banker. So it remains at 3. A3, player hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. We have a natural 8 player and banker has 2. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural 9 banker and player has a 2. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Have a 0 player, 2 banker. I need a third card for both of them. Player goes to 3 and banker third card is a 4 for a total of 6. So 3, 6, that was a banking hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural 8 player and 6 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have 1 player and 3 banker. Player gets a third card and gets a 4 for a total of 5. Banker has a 3 and a 3 and the third card for banker is an 8, so it goes down to 1. 3 plus 8, 1. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have a 7 player and it stands, and banker has a 6. 7, 6. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has a 1, banker has a 6. Player third hand is a 7 for a total of 8 player, and because we have a 7 third card for player, we have to get a third card for banker 6, and we get a 1 for a total of 7. So 8 player, 7 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural 8 player and 6 bankers. That's another player hand. We have a lot of players on this shoe. 37 players, 26 bankers, and 4 ties. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now the natural 8 is on the banker side, and player has 4. So 4 player, natural 8 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a 6 player in the stands, and banker has 7 in the stands. So 6 players, 7 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have a 6 player in the stands. Banker has a 6 in the stands, so 6 6. Another tie hand. We have total of 70 hands on this shoe so far. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have a 0 player and 5 banker. The third card for player is a 1, and banker has a 5. And we don't get any more cards for banker. So 1 player, 5 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have a 2 player and 4 banker. Player 2 is a third card. The third card is a 9. And the 4, we only get a third card if we get anything from 2 to 7. So 2 plus 9 equals 11 or 1, and banker has a 4. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have a 5 player, 6 banker. The third card for player is a 3 for a total of 8 player. And the 6, we don't get any more cards for that banker. So 8, 6. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have a 0 player, 5 banker. The third card for player is a 1. And because we have a 5 banker, we don't get any more cards. So 1 player, 5 banker. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have a 5 player, 5 banker. Player third card is a 5 for a total of 0. And because we have a 5, I need to get another card for banker. If we get anything from 4 to 7, so we get another card. Now I'm getting the cut card. So we complete this hand and we play one more hand. The third card for banker is a 3 for a total of 8. 0 player, 8 banker. So we will be playing the last hand of the shoe. First card for player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural 9 player and banker has a 5. So that was a player hand. The end of the shoe, we have 39 players, 32 bankers, and 5 ties for a total of 72 hands. I'm placing the remaining of the shoe here on the discard tray with the card. I'm gonna save this file. I don't want to lose the work that we did. So we will go over the different scorecards, starting from the last one here, that is number 11, to see if we find any trends. I see here that we have 5 players, floor, 4 players, 3 bankers, 3 players here, 3 bankers, 3 players, uh, 2 bankers, one tie, 2 more bankers. Um, in the 1 through 10, I see here 4 players, 3 bankers here. I see 5 players, 3 players, 3 bankers. 1 through 9, I see here 5 players in a row, 3 bankers, 3 bankers in a row, 3 players in a row, 3 players in a row here. 1 through 8, I see here 5 players in a row, 5 more players in a row, 3 players in a row, 4 players in a row, 3 bankers in a row here. And 1 through 7, I see 4 players here, I see 5 players here, 6 players here, 3 more players, 3 more players, 5 bankers here, four bankers. Every 6, I see 3 players here, 4 players, 3 players, 3 bankers here, 3 bankers here, 5 bankers here. And on this one, 1 through 5, I see 3, 6, 8 players in a row here, 4 more players, 4 bankers here, every 4, every 4, I see here 5 bankers, I see 6 players, 3 bankers, 3 players, 3 more players here, 3 more players, 5 players here, and 1 through 3, I see 3 bankers, 3 bankers, 3 players, 4 players here, 4 players. I see 4 bankers here, 5 players, and 1 and 2 or 1, 2. I see 3 players, 3 bankers, 3 bankers here. I see 7 players here, 3, 6, 7 players in a row here, 4 bankers, 3 players here. That's the information in regards with ties. So what we're gonna do next, I'm gonna go ahead and copy this information. I'm gonna remove the split here. I'm gonna copy the data from the winner column. I'm gonna copy this data and I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna copy here on the second set of scorecards. But I'm gonna copy only the values because I don't want to bring the formulas. Um, we have total of 5 ties. That's what I need to remove to create the second set of a scorecard. So I'm gonna remove 5 ties. I'm moving the results up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I remove the 5 ties here. Now that I remove them, I'm going to copy this information. I'm going to put it in the column of the winner column. So it's the same information but without ties. So we see here, still we have 39 players, 32 bankers, and no ties. 39, 32. We come here and verify 39, 32. So now that we have this information here, this is still the same information, November 1st, 2023. And now the total hand is only 71. So we start reviewing the scorecards without the ties. I see here five players. I see here three bankers, three bankers. I see here three players, six players, and two more players for a total of eight. Eight players. I see four bankers here, three players here, three more players, three bankers, and on the one, two, three. I see three players here, three bankers, four bankers, six players, five more players here, four bankers here, five players here, three players. One through four, I see four players here, five bankers, four players, three players, five players, three bankers, five players. And the one to five, I see three players here, four players, four bankers, four players, three players, and one through six, I see four players, five players here, three bankers, three more bankers here, three players here, five players here, three players, one through seven, I see four bankers, four more bankers here, plus four more bankers here, separated by one player, four players here, one banker, and five players. Here I see six players, one through eight. I see two, four, six players. I see four players here. Every nine I see five players, uh, four bankers, three players, four bankers. Every 10 I see five players here, three players, three more players here, four players, four bankers here. Every 11 I see five players, three more players here, three players, three bankers. Yeah, that's information without the ties. You see which one of the strategies that you use, which one accommodates better with or without ties. After I complete the two, let me save the information again. And again, you can find this scorecard. I will upload it in my website, juancarlosmonsalve.com. The same as I have another more scorecards there. I have a total of 19 plus one, it's gonna be 20. I will keep adding. I'm trying to do one video every day, so it's gonna be one scorecard every day until we have a good amount of um, of scorecards or shoes. We can do some math and we can create more strategies. What I do with this information, I do I print it. I print it as a PDF file, and this is what you will see. This is what you will see in the website. All the scorecards. It shows that this is 10 pages. This is every two, every three, four, five, six, and you just scroll through the remaining of the pages. There are some pages that are blank, and this starting on page number three, you will see that the Baccarat no ties start here. But you will be able to see that. You can print that information, or you can just review it online. You don't have to print it if you don't want to. It's better to see this information in a big screen. If you use a cell phone to see, probably you don't see clearly the colors or the numbers. So I recommend for you to use a big screen, a computer screen or a tablet or a TV screen. I use a TV screen to do this from my laptop. So this is all we have. So this is all we have today. And don't forget, you can visit my website, juancarlosmonsalve.com. You can support my channel by going to the website buymeacoffee.com / Juan Carlos Monsalve. You want to make any contribution, it's voluntary. You can like, comment, subscribe, read the notification bell, share the video, have a seat and observe. When I'm playing, you can observe. My YouTube channel is Juan Carlos Monsalve 1652 and my Facebook group is Baccarat Research. That's all for today. Thank you for watching my videos and I will see you on the next one.